Hello, this is Shayna Hiller from Build Your Personal Yoga Business. And today I would like to discuss the topic, what to do if one of your yoga students compares you to another yoga teacher. Yes, that can happen because this is a direct inquiry that I received from one of our lovely subscribers here on this channel. And it's really important to address this, especially if you happen to be a people pleaser. Deep breath. So, first of all, the context of the question that I received was that this yoga teacher was teaching a yoga class, and after the class, their student walked up and said something about, oh, well, when I go to another teacher, they teach it like this. And there were a lot of different, I guess you could call micromanagement mini complaints throughout the practice of how this person's teaching style was different and therefore not as up to par or not as good as what they had learned through another teacher. And this caused the yoga teacher to kind of freeze up and also self-judge and question herself and start to wonder if her teaching was even valuable or good. Isn't that interesting how the moment that we receive feedback that's not 100% positive, we could so easily, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself, we could so easily just take it so personally and start to beat ourselves up about it. Instead of choosing to respond from a place of empowerment and truth, and also compassion for the student. So my response to this yoga teacher's inquiry regarding what to do if a yoga student compares you to a different yoga teacher is, first and foremost, don't take it personally. Easier said than done, but guess what? I'm going to keep on saying it. Don't take it personally. Also, know that your style of teaching may not be for everyone, meaning just because somebody may have an issue with the way in which you are teaching a posture or a sequence does not mean that you should change the way you teach in order to please them. That is a big no-no. That said, just like in a yoga teacher training, if you've done a yoga teacher training and you've received feedback for your teaching, constructive feedback, absolutely, after class, you can talk with the student and ask them for feedback if they're willing to give you feedback, and allow that feedback to come into you. Allow yourself to receive that feedback, contemplate that feedback, see how it feels, and if it is aligned with your truth, because perhaps there is something valuable that your student has to say. That said, if it's coming from purely a place of preference or opinion, then you deserve and you have every single right to stand in your truth of how you teach your yoga. That's number one. Number two is, because we are here to serve, we are here to guide, and there are so many nuances in the yoga world, depending on the lineage, depending on the style, depending on your training, depending on who you were taught by, in terms of the precision of alignment and all of the little details and how should I do this and how should I do that, and it can get really, really, really tricky. So if a student has an issue or is somehow saying, oh, well, my other teacher teaches it this way, you actually are being given an invitation and an opportunity to share about how yoga is actually vast. And there are numerous ways to perform various postures depending on your anatomical structure, depending on your body, what's the word I'm looking for? Your body constitution, your body proportions. That's the word I'm looking for. There's so many different ways of doing yoga. And that is an educational moment for your student. Because if people or students are coming to yoga thinking it can just be one way, then this is an invitation, an opportunity for you to say, actually, there are a multitude of ways. So why don't you try what I'm suggesting today, see how it feels in your body, compare that with what your other teachers have taught you, take some time to feel it out. Which version, which style helps you feel the most grounded? Which version, which style helps you feel the most connected to your breath? Which version, which style allows you to feel the most relaxed and at peace in your mind, and allow that exploration to be a practice for your student to discover their own yoga. The initial yoga that I was taught in 2006 was a form of yoga called interdisciplinary yoga, which covers a wide, vast array of all different styles and disciplines of yoga. And the intention behind serving a platter of so many different forms of yoga was for us as students or teachers in training to find our own yoga, to find our truth. There is no one right or wrong way of doing or practicing or teaching yoga. And I know you know this, I trust you know this, and I'm reminding you of this so that you don't allow someone else's interpretation or opinion of your teaching, especially in comparison to someone else's teaching, get the best of you. Stay in your zone of genius, I want to say. Stay in the style of yoga, your voice, your way of teaching, and as mentioned, absolutely be open to feedback. Make sure that you're brushing up on your studies and teaching your alignment with the correct cues, of course. And at the same time, don't let that get you down. In fact, use it. Use it as a teaching opportunity to say, wow, that's awesome. That's interesting that you've been taught this way. That's great. And this is the way that I teach it because there are so many more than just one way of doing yoga. Okay, I hope that this serves you and reminds you of your power and to stick with your truth. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. It's really important. I could go on forever and ever on the subject of people pleasing because it can sneak up in a multitude of ways of trying to make everyone happy and kind of spreading ourselves so thin and trying to teach every single style and make everybody in the room happy. But at the end of the day, you are only going to feel exhausted and depleted if you operate from that space. So own your passion, own your style, own your voice, and that in and of itself is going to attract the loyal, consistent students and clients that are meant for you. All right? Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, feedback, constructive feedback, comments, judgments, whatever you want to put, add them here. Subscribe somewhere if you haven't already. And if you do have questions like this, any type of question related to growing your yoga business, feeling more empowered, more confident, earning what you deserve to receive for your energy output, place a question in the comment section below and I will definitely make a video on it. Check the links down south. We've got a lot going on here in this world and some other worlds that I'm working with as well, all under the same umbrella of self-love, empowerment, personal growth, and magic. Anyway, hope to see you soon. Thank you again. Mwah. Namaste.